So in this video, I'm going to talk about the structure of an academic controversy in a classroom. The one I'm going to be demonstrating with is about the American Revolution. And our central question is, was the American Revolution virtuous? But this can be applied to multiple SACs that we may do in class. This is just the structure. So in a group, usually it will be about 4. I will divide you up into 2 teams. There will be a team A and a team B. And each team's job is to go back into our sources and look for evidence that proves a conclusion, a point. In this SAC, Team A is going to try and prove that the American Revolution was virtuous, that it was virtuous. And Team B will be trying to prove that the revolution was not virtuous. And I want to reiterate something. This is not reflective of your personal opinion. So while you may hold an opinion about a historical topic, that's not what this exercise is trying to achieve. It's trying to stretch our brains to see if we can find evidence that may support a conclusion that we don't necessarily personally agree with. That's what makes us deeper thinkers, more critical thinkers, and it's going to really enrich our historical practices. So what we're going to do is, depending on the time, you're going to kind of divvy up the work. That might be me turning to the person that I am working with and just kind of doing a quick little dividing up of the sources. If there are 6 sources, as there are in this case, I might say, hey, do you want to read through docs A through C, and I'll work on docs D through F, just kind of try to find that evidence. And then I'll probably put a timer on the board. This is where work should usually be very quiet, almost silent. If you're working together and you decide to just do all of the documents, I think that's fine, but I do think that puts you at a little bit of a time disadvantage. So once you have looked through your documents and maybe you have highlighted in the document a quote, or you've pulled a section from the document that you think, oh, this really serves the goal that I'm looking for, the conclusion that I'm looking for, that the American Revolution was virtuous, then I'm going to note where that is in the document. I might say in document D, paragraph 1, and I'm gonna make note of that. Then I'm gonna come back with my partner on either team A or team B, whatever team you're on, and you're gonna share your findings. You're gonna say, I found this in document D that could support this conclusion. I found this in E, maybe 3 things in F that support this conclusion. Maybe you don't find any evidence in one of the docs. Like, not every primary source is going to serve your purpose, but you do want to look through just to confirm. And then that's when you and your partner are going to note down where in the document you can find that evidence. And you maybe want to give like a 1-sentence summary of what that looks like here, just so that you are ready to present that to the other team, okay? So at this point, you've got all of your evidence down. You're an expert in proving this point, this conclusion. So I'm going to bring the whole class together, and I'm going to set maybe a timer, and I'm going to say, okay, Team A, you're the only ones talking in the room at this point. Team B should hear no words from Team B at this point. Team A is going to present their findings to Team B. Team B, it's your job just to listen. Can you make notes? Sure. Can you follow along in the primary sources? I encourage you to do that. But you're just going to be listening to what Team A presents. Then Team A goes silent, and Team B, you're going to repeat back what you just heard from Team A. So maybe you talk to your partner, if you're a Team B, and you say like, okay, we heard them say this. You're going to do your best to try to recount all 5 of those pieces of evidence. And you're also going to take note on your section that you did not complete in your own research with your team, what the opposite team has told you. Again, so if you're Team B and you originally were looking for evidence to prove that the American Revolution was not virtuous, you're going to want to make note now of what the other team presented to you about whether or not, or whether that the American Revolution was a virtuous action event. Then I'm going to bring everybody back together, and then roles are reversed. Team A goes silent, and Team B, you are going to present your findings. You're going to present the reasons why the American Revolution was not virtuous to Team A. I'll put a timer up. At the conclusion of that, that's when Team B, again, goes silent again, and Team B is going to repeat back what they just heard from Team A. This may seem like, what's the purpose of this structure? But I promise you that this process helps you to remember that information and helps you to really process and consider two sides of an argument, which is the ultimate goal of this exercise, and also to just make us better historians and better readers. So once we've done that, now we're going to come to a group consensus. And an SAC, a structured academic controversy, it's not a debate. It's not a winning side or a losing side. It's a deliberation. You've heard all of the evidence. Now let's talk. What do we think? And we're going to try to see if we can come to a group conclusion or a consensus. And at that point, that's when I will have you write a summary of your group's findings. And you're going to pull in the evidence that either Team A or Team B, depending on which conclusion you go with, then you're going to include that in your writing, your final writing about your group's consensus. Please remember that this is not about winning or losing. So if you're Team A and your group decides to go with this conclusion that it was not virtuous, you didn't do anything wrong. You did exactly what you were supposed to be doing. It's just that now we're taking off our historical caps, or we're taking off our researcher hats, and we're deciding as historians, what do we think? This is also the part where you can get a little more nuanced about your personal opinions or about deeper questions with the central historical questions. Was it virtuous for everyone? Who was included? What were outcomes that were positive, or what were outcomes that were negative? So I think that's about it. Okay, thanks for listening, guys.